Hello! I've got a lot of people in the chat already.
All right.
The Toy Council is in session. Right, we're going to be talking about plastic-free packaging today. We do have...
Window free, not plastic.
Yeah, but it's plastic-free.
I'll find you some plastic.
We're arguing already.
I'll find you some plastic on that.
Packaging, it says it there.
I'll find you some plastic.
Yeah, but the plastic-free.
Don't give me no plastic.
What's the figure made out of? Right, let's see who's here.
Hey,
we call Lak. We don't know who that is.
Fuck that guy. Hey, keep on. How you doing?
Yeah, you're all right. We're in 43 seconds into it. I had to look then.
Cock.
Big cock.
Cock. Oh, that asshole.
How you been, mate? How you been, mate?
Oh,
bad.
Man.
But we're having a conversation.
Hey, yeah.
Ghoster, yes. Ghoster.
The backbone of the community,
yes.
Right there. And then again, hey, I got my coffee too.
Yeah, I've got coffee as well.
Look, I have a whole pot, Mark.
Oh, that's cheating.
Ooh.
Gilly.
And I have an empty bottle to pee in, so I don't have to leave, you guys. I'm a professional.
You know how that works is ridiculous because I was on live streaming this morning and it was like last night for you.
Right.
How weird that is.
You got to think of you got to get your head around it. Which reminds me, look for the swing shift, Mark. Look for the swing shift on the PGM show later this month. Who is in New Zealand? Which the scheduling, y'all are all going to have to figure out when that happens.
Yeah, I know it's like 2 o'clock in the morning.
I don't even fucking know yet.
I'm nearly 53.
I'm on the show.
I'm going to be 53 next month. I am not stopping.
God bless you.
It's not.
You're only 53.
You're not. It's not NFL. I don't even stop up for the NFL anymore.
You're only 53, Mark.
Not yet. 52.
Oh, you're only 52. You're only 52 for real? Wow.
Is it the grey?
Oh, you look like shit. No, you look like shit.
You
need to start taking better care. Peter, hello. I don't know why I keep doing this. I don't know what this is. Peter. R.
Where's the chat gone? The chat just jumped like
they left.
They left. We'll get through this chat, and then we'll get on with this show today. Rolando.
Hello. If you don't want to be said hi to, then you need to stay in the chat.
Yeah.
This is about people in the chat also. You know, we want to know what y'all think. Kieran, hello. I can't read that. Every time I have to see Kieran. LeBron. Hello. Hello, LeBron Fat. You're a regular. A long time ago. Hello. A long.
Martin,
hello, boys. How are you, fellas?
I'm going to be on with them tomorrow night.
Oh, are you? Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. But that was excellent having you on there.
About Saturday, I think.
Marvelous. I noticed they invited you, but not Lak.
About me.
Oh. Hey, if anybody wants to know any shit about Mark, ask Lak. I'll tell you some shit. No, I'll tell you some shit you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, you could write. They're most. Yeah, that's it. We'll come to that point as well. We'll
exactly
about that because that is a point that we'll get to. Gap, Gerard.
The After Dark Gap. Mr. Kane.
Hello. Blah blah blah. If I colored his hair, I sold 52. Fuck you.
You wish he would fuck you. You wish.
Yes. So we'll have you on.
Oh, we'll have you on soon. I'm just giving y'all a hard time. Y'all are so polite. Y'all are so polite that y'all are just like, oh no, Lak, you can come on. Mr. Lobot.
Mr. Lobot.
Mr. Lobot. No, I'm a higher rank. I mean, Lobot might outrank you, so you might have to stand, but he
nobody's just high me. Or low. But Mr. Bot.
Nobody's lower. But Lobot, I would not trust the safety of my children to anyone in this community except Lobot, just so y'all know. And that's not disparaging the rest of y'all. Lobot is a bad motherfucker. Mr. Muzza. Hello. I missed whoever was after Mr. Darth Muzza.
No, we don't talk about that. Well, we do.
Oh, I don't know anything.
On a different stream. Right, so, yeah.
I don't know anything.
Plastic-free packaging. Let us know what you think about it, right?
Yes.
Good,
bad, or indifferent.
Start off with, I just want to read this, which came from, I won't name which company, but it is an independent fan company that supplies our figures. Well, it doesn't supply mine because I don't get them from. But I'll read it through. It might be a bit boring, but it changed my mind.
Mark, as people who are trying to sell a program, never tell anybody it might be boring. Now continue.
Yeah, but it might. If I'm reading
it, but you never say that.
Hey, I fell asleep on my own premiere tonight. That's how.
Well, I did too. I did too. But I wasn't going to be rude and say it.
Right. I will get through it, and then we can start talking about it. I said earlier last year, if Hasbro removed the windows from the packaging on collector's figures, they remove at least 50% of the collector base. I stand by that, but 50% may have been on the low side. But if Hasbro cannot accept the removing windows from the boxes for lines that are aimed at collectors, forces at least half of its fan base to remove themselves from the hobby, and it will not have the overstocks that kills the lines. A lot of collectors buy figures to keep them boxed, but still want to see what they are buying. Most box collectors will not pay £25 for the box they have no plans to open when they cannot see the figure. Why would they? And why is this not obvious to Hasbro? Because they're douchebags. With regards to the collector figures, it's totally beyond me. Why keep the windows on vintage and not Black Series? Unless they do not see the Black Series as a collector's line. That's a good point. And if Black Series is not a collector's line, how do they expect Mummy to buy Little Johnny, a battle droid, 3 times a year for £34 a time? I cannot even begin to understand their logic. Think about it. We're going to put the price up from £20 to £25 or £30 plus for an exclusive repaint, stuff that no one wants. But not only that, we are going to stop seeing the figure before you buy it, unless you are an opener and are just buying a weak, thin cardboard box. Happy collecting, by the way. I am not blaming any brand team. I am, but this is what they're saying. They are probably annoyed as a collector for seeing their creations hidden away in a closed sealed box. I don't think so, but who knows? Maybe in the years to come, these windowless boxes will become the thing of myth and the holy grails of collectors. I just thought we'd start off on that. And that is the point of a retailer trying to sell this crap. So what say
Who has the floor?
I give you the floor. I want to know what you think about windowless packaging.
No, the first thing I'd like to state is about this article. The first thing I caught is, I think the first sentence was, why would Hasbro do this? And then you said that this was by an independent company. And this article is saying that the windowless packaging is going to remove collectors. Okay. From our very first Toy Council meeting, we know from a fact given to us by Hasbro, because we are speaking about Hasbro specifically, correct? Hey, BOE, how you doing, brother? We're going to talk some World War II shit later, you and me. But so earlier, we do know from an article given to us by Hasbro that adults only make up a little less than a quarter than their customers, right? So going back to windowless packaging, in this article's reasoning, again, if Hasbro is alienating their collectors, which we've already established is only less than 0.25% of their profits, who has the pretentiousness to really think that, like, have you not taken a business school? So that's my first thing with this article. That doesn't go that I agree or disagree with the windowless packaging idea, but it does make this article fairly invalid because they're pissing in a pot and they're looking at it from their point of view, which is the adult collector, or possibly a company that makes exclusively collectibles, which actually their market of collectors is more like 75% of their market, right? But Hasbro has already told us their market, us people that we consider like us, collectors or adults, or because I'm sure that there are, what's an adult? Is it 18? There are people out there pinning vintage collection on their wall that's under 18, I guess. So that's not an adult collector, but it's but it is a collector. Okay. So if you're alienating those people, it makes perfect sense, because if you have to alienate somebody to make up somewhere else, you're going to alienate the smallest percentage of your market, which to Hasbro is us, ladies and gentlemen. It's us. So to everyone out there who complains about Hasbro and still buys it and then wonders why they don't listen, that's a different subject, but I'm saying that's still all connected. The point is that you obviously don't understand how business works. You don't understand how Hasbro's business works, because they don't give a shit about 25% of their market. That can come and go very quickly, because if the 25% is adults, all of us adults are on our way to fucking die. So that top percent, we're expandable anyway, right? We're expendable anyway. So nobody cares. So stop asking questions. Why don't they care? Because money walks and bullshit talks, and anything that's 25% of the market or less is bullshit.
We know the way the Hasbro works,
right? So
do you think they want to get rid of that license, or do you think they want to get rid of the collectors?
I think I would have to know more inner workings of where the money is coming and going, and what maybe they want to do. Maybe they're grooming a young man, someone who I don't even know who owns the place, but like, is somebody about to take over who hates fucking Star Wars and wants the Star Trek fucking make Star Trek shit? It's possible. So I'm saying, if you like, that's why insider trading and the stock market, like that's the type of information that makes those deals legal or illegal, right? So us as people who just walk to the fucking store and say, I like that, Star Wars is fucking cool. If that's the basis of it, then leave it there. Don't go back and ponder the business sense of it if you don't know anything about business, which if you do, I would think maybe you understand why Hasbro doesn't give a shit why 25% or less of their market can go fucking pound sand and buy something else, because they're making millions and millions of dollars on 75% of everyone else who's not complaining, who doesn't have a channel, who's not sitting around saying that they suck. They don't fucking care if me and Mark buy their shit. They really don't.
No.
Now the windowless packaging, again, the windowless packaging, that is a political move, right? It is popular to be pro-environment and pro this and pro that, which is misstrued, right? Because someone just said the plastic is recycled. Okay, so now is it about the environment, right? It's like I can make as much pollution, but I'm going to pay my government a tax to offset it, and somehow Mother Earth doesn't get fucked? Come on. You have to look at the system as it is before you can understand any of this. Windowless packaging is not about whether or not you can see it. It's about, they think that they're going to lose 25% of their market of collectors who give a fuck about the packaging, and they're going to gain more people who think, wow, I'm going to support Hasbro because they're into fucking, plastic free, man. Yeah. And it's the same, right? Like, that's what's going on. BOE knows what I'm talking about.
The percentage of people that collect figures that are into the green is not.
Right. Every major market, every major company in the fucking world right now is going what they call woke, which I'm not expressing. Now listen, I am not expressing my opinion one way or the other, but I am explaining to you what I see as what's going on, right? So every major company is doing that, right? And they're doing it for profits. That, like, they're doing it because they see that there's a higher percentage of people who support that than support your fucking window being able to look and see if the paint apps on Leia make her look like Stacy Keach or not. God bless you, Stacy Keach, right? So everyone's doing that. Hasbro's right? Coca-Cola, all these fucking people are doing it. And you think Hasbro's different? No. Everyone, all of our friends who are bothered by this and who are really discussing it, like, it's way bigger than us because we make up less than 25% of the market. Yeah. So window or no window,
Going back
right,
to
window or no.
episode,
Yeah, and I will yield in 30 seconds. Window or no window, you can buy or not buy what you want. They don't give a shit. I understand the problems of there being no window. Everybody's point is valid. You want to look and see, because anybody who's ever bought anything knows that paint apps and whatever, all that shit can change. Now, as we've progressed in the modern world, they've gotten worse because there's not a person sitting there, right? And that was my last caveat, is there are plenty of windowless boxes in our past that was okay. We bought, right, every Millennium Falcon we ever bought was windowless, okay?
Yeah.
But we were okay with it because we trusted the company. We trusted the company. The company did good work. Shit was done by hand by artists.
Yes.
Okay. And if there was an issue, returning something or exchanging it was not an issue because customer satisfaction was a high level of thing. In this modern world of globalism and us with our $1 billion worth of shit that is made on the backs of poor people in communist countries or whatever, right? All of that shit is what makes this happen. And until we understand the workings, like, then we're not going to get it. But those are the reasons now why all those things aren't easy. You're right. The product is shit. You can't return it. Bam. So I yield the floor.
The quality control back in the old Kenner days wasn't 100%, was it? But if you went and if you wrote to Kenner or Palatoy, they would sort the fucking thing out. They would send you if you was something missing, they'd send you 20.
Yeah, they'd send you 25.
Hasbro will not do that. Yeah. And I think this windowless packaging, it's gonna cause more problems than they can handle, because they can't handle little problems anyway. And now they're gonna get, say they get 10 out of 100, if that. 10 out of 100 complaints. They're going to get 70 off, maybe 50, say conservative, 50 out of 100 complaints. Now, simply because you cannot see what's in it. There's the Dungeons and Dragons. A lot of people are saying Dungeons and Dragons have all come, they're broken, they're not, like people are saying in the chat that things are missing, and that's just one line. We cannot trust Hasbro to sell us something in a box. Gilster was saying about Lego. Lego's in a box, but it's bricks. But we know that we're going to get a good product from Lego. Yeah. Even if there's a brick missing, you can get contact them and they will send you that brick.
And how often does that happen in your case, Mark? In all of your years?
Twice in all the time I've been building Lego.
And tens of thousands of pieces, right?
Yeah.
So tens of thousands of pieces twice you've missed.
Because Lego are a decent company.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
From the design they're probably the best design orientated company, toy company.
They definitely have top. That's a winner all the way around.
Quality control, customer service. It's one of the best companies.
Ease of product manufacturing
companies.
Yeah. Ease of product manufacturing also allows more available time and energy and money to go towards those things also. Like I won't discredit that, it's got to be cheaper to make Playmobil and Lego than some of these other things, I don't know.
Hand. See, quality control. We cannot trust Hasbro with quality control.
Yeah. May I ask a question?
You can ask whatever you like.
I have to. Now, when I was young and I don't ever remember there being a problem with any, and I didn't buy a lot of toys or anything, but I don't ever remember there being an issue. But I do know that when we were younger, at least in this country with Kenner, and of course I know you said with Palatoy, when you did have an issue, it said right on the back of the packaging, please call 1-800 Star Wars, I'm a fan, Kenner loves you. It said that. Now, the issue now is that now when people return stuff, right, like if you buy something at GameStop that's made by whoever, or if you buy it at Walmart made by whoever, when you return it now, you have to return it to the retailer. right? Because you don't call Hasbro and say, you don't call them and say, hey, I'm missing, 4 rifle, and they send you 30. You have to go back to Mark's toy store and cigar shop and say, hey, Mark, I need you to return this. Well, now he's a retailer, and he's sitting there going, son of a bitch. Now he's out. Well, that's not fair on him because it's not his product. And like you're trying to sell it. So back when we were able to talk to the company realistically. Now Hasbro has these streams, and they have people that we know talk and say things, and they say, hey, we're your buddies, and they right. But actually, at the end of the day, when you buy their product and you look on the back, it does not say, if you have a fucking problem, please call because we give a shit. It doesn't say that. Everything Kenner ever made that I ever bought, at Tyco RC, all those Dino Riders, which broke all the time, you could call them some bitches. You could call them, and they'd say, man, nothing's worse than disappointing somebody with a toy.
Exactly.
And Hasbro, they can have their streams, and there are 50 bajillion people in their streams that no one's answering and no one's asking the tough questions to, right?
No,
but
because
at the end of the day,
a stream tomorrow. They're having a stream tomorrow, but it's a premiere, so it's pre-recorded. It's not live.
Yes,
it's pre-recorded.
Yes, so they're learning from the government.
Do I live stream it because it's just a bloody video?
I mean, no open comments, please.
No.
Yeah, nothing that hasn't been passed by us. Come on. Was nobody paying attention to like George W. Bush? Like nothing unscripted, please. Much less everybody.
Like saying here,
I mean, come on.
It's cheaper to sell shit than replace it, but maybe. But if they get it right in the first place, they won't have to frigging replace it. Plus, their reputation is left intact.
Right.
Their reputation is in the fucking toilet, but they know that. Yeah. But
they're still
we'll still buy the shit.
Yes, exactly. And so again, when you say we, that's 25%. Right? Yeah. Because so again, how much power do we hold with Hasbro? Now, other companies,
who are the other 75%?
Probably people who are buying shit for kids, and the kids are playing with it and destroying it and needing another one before anybody. Like no kid is critiquing it. No kid who's playing with it. The other 75% do not have live streams, and they're not looking at the indoor bunker saying, I think this moss on the corner could have been a bit more vivid. I remember the moss being a little more, as you would say, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. The other 75% are not looking at it like that.
Yeah. No.
And so I don't know exactly. Right, and they has to be kids. Look at this, just as a thing. This is supposed to be now. This is not Hasbro, but I'm just using this as an example. This is a modern toy that does all kinds of weird things. I have it all taped shut, actually. No, you don't have to do that. But this is a modern toy that does all kinds of weird things that I, as an adult, almost broke. And I immediately said, y'all don't put me on the big screen. This is unnecessary. Y'all saw this video. But my point is that I immediately in my video. No, well, let me. Hi, how are you? Welcome to the channel of Lak. If you're gonna put me on the big screen, then why don't you see the big screen? No, I'll give you the big scream. Ah,
nice, cool. No, that's really cool.
I'll show you that if you want. All I was saying is that every toy that I've bought that's new age for my kids, it's so fragile and breakable. I think, well, wow, if a parent is busy fucking working 65 hours a week at 2.5 jobs, and they just spent $38 on this or whatever, and it broke, and they, they're just going to go keep returning it or whatever. Like, nobody has a YouTube channel questioning the validity of this. You know what I mean? And that's why the 75% is not us, and they are not critiquing the indoor bunker.
Got to get me started on that.
We're doing cool shit like this.
Yes. We're customized. Yeah, I want to see this.
Space camouflage. Yeah, we're doing cool shit like this, and we don't give a fuck about.
Do Hasbro actually put that on the box? I don't think they do. I think other toy companies do, like NECA. who are producing collectors figures. They're not producing toys, are they?
Yeah, it says collectible.
Is
Does
on
Hasbro
like
do that?
I don't think Hasbro do that.
Show me a Black Series. That was the other thing about that guy talking about in that article with Black Series.
Nothing on here. What's the age range? I don't think. Oh.
Now I'll tell you. Now the
not for children under 3 years. Not for children under 3 years. So it is for kids.
What? You know what's weird? Man, there's some toys that say shit like that. Like it'll say, "Oh, this is suitable for 3 years and under, or 5 to 3 or something." And I'll pull something out of there, and I'll be like, "Wow, I think you could choke and die on that." And so now, much like a lot of government regulated shit now, right?
Is that regulated anymore?
Well, I mean, that's what when I was a kid, it was supposed to be, right? But now I'm sitting here wondering, is anybody regulating this? Because I think I could die with this. It was an English guy in
America, and he was saying, "Well, you can have a gun in this country, but you can't have a Kinder Egg because it's dangerous."
What's that? I don't even know what that is. I'm sorry, I ruined your joke.
It's a Kinder Egg, like a little chocolate egg with a toy inside.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Your accent made me not understand. It's dangerous,
a kid. But you can have a gun.
Well, I think that's two different things. You can drive a car. I mean, let's not get into that, right? I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I'm not going into semantics of it all.
When you play Grand Theft Auto,
ridiculous, isn't it?
When you play Grand Theft Auto, Mark, and you're trying to get up the kill count, do you walk around with a fucking gun, or do you get in a goddamn truck and run?
I play Red Dead Redemption. I've got a horse.
I do too, but I can't use that as an example. That's a different fucking time. Oh, hey, what's Gilster say?
Kids don't care about toys anymore. Somebody
does.
They've got mobile phones. Kids have got mobile phones these days.
So who are these other 75% from that article from the first?
No imagination.
Can I ask this? If that's true, which I'm not arguing, this is a rhetoric debate. Who are these 75% from the first article we had at the Toy Council? Who the fuck are these 75% of people who are funding Hasbro's products?
To know myself.
I'd like to know. Now, we know that it's not the children buying it because the kids don't have jobs, but they're not collectors, right? People are buying their kids and nieces and nephews shit, and it's disposable because that's the world we live in. And next week they're buying another one, right? Like what's that Toy Story movie where the girl lost Lotso, the bear, and Lotso and all the fucking toys went back, and when he got there, what the fuck happened? She bought another fucking bear. Now in my day, I had a bear, and if I lost that bear, you couldn't buy that bear again. I can't find that bear now on the internet because that's not how teddy bears worked in the fucking back in the day. Am I right? That one that talked from your country with the red sweater like you're wearing, that was the first bear that you could buy multiples of. Yeah. Oh, or the one in the raincoat, maybe. Who's also from your country. Yes. Those are the only bears. Yeah. And Smokey. I'm just saying all other people's teddy bears. Y'all go look. Everybody who has your childhood teddy bear or a picture of your childhood teddy bear, let's all compare them. I guarantee you nobody has the same bear. Get your bears out. Yeah. And see if you can find that bear again. Right? I'm just saying, so my point is that was our days. Now that's not like that.
Oh, it must be now.
Yeah, if your kid loses their teddy bear, which is Lotso, they just go buy another fucking Lotso. So, and people say, why do these kids today have no commitment and they can't, and they have no direction? And it's like, because you keep buying them the same goddamn bear, motherfucker. That's why, you motherfuckers.
Cocker's got the best comment of the night. Yeah. It'd be fantastic if every collector could stop purchasing Hasbro. That would be perfect.
What?
I bet sales would drop more than 25%.
Now, how can we do that? How can we actually do that? I'm just saying the fucking French had a revolution. You know what I mean? The fucking everybody did some amazing shit. Everybody can sit anywhere they want to on a bus in this fucking country. But what the fuck? You know? Yeah! Oh, look at the chair. I'll get the tracks out. Take my shirt off. Keep on collecting is absolutely right. And I say that at every stream I go to where people are talking this kind of stuff. And I think Keep On has probably seen me in those streams because I go where people in this community don't go. And I say, I think what you're saying is bullshit. Why'd you buy it? Why'd you buy 2 of them so you could have why'd you buy 2 of them so you could have both sides of the chamber?
Thing is,
why'd you do that if you don't like it?
People buy 2 of these. One to keep in box and one to open. No.
People who is that? Is that Red Skull? Who is that? What is that?
It's
it's the doctor? I can't see one.
Kang.
Whoever the fuck that is, you know who will buy 2? Is whoever loves that motherfucker.
Do you think that apple's in the box?
I don't know.
How quick are you gonna lose that?
I don't know. Ask me how quick you lose your marbles.
I've already lost those. I never had them to start with. Blue's saying his kids care about toys, and
Blue Sasquatch. That's awesome.
Very rare, though. That is very rare.
That is rare, and I commend you, sir.
Yes,
I commend you. And thank you, by the way, for the cool ass shit. Hey, Blue Sasquatch, I made this, and I was thinking of you because you are a space ranger.
The egg is inside food.
What about lawn darts? Also, can I say can I also say in this country, guns are fucking highly regulated and you have to have a background check and all that kind of shit. Any swinging dick can buy a fucking egg, you assholes.
Can I?
So let's not compare. No, I'm just saying, let's not compare motherfucking eggs to guns, you
we're not
fucking
talking about
motherfuckers.
Why the fuck
you know
do you need a machine gun?
Who?
Why do you need a machine gun?
I don't know if you're going to war because the other guy has one. I don't know, but do you know what the number one? Hey, all you British people, first of all. Okay, can I say this? Can I advertise somebody in your country who I really like? Everyone needs to be a subscriber to Scholar Gladiatoria, and his name is Matt Easton, and he is a very knowledgeable person. He's also friends with our friend Lloyd from the Lindy Beige channel, who definitely everyone who lives in your country, Mark, everyone should be watching these guys. But
no,
caveat to that real fast. Do you want to know the top? Do you want to know the top 3 weapons used in violent crimes in the world? We've
gone on to weapons, have we?
No, do you want to know though what they are? Do you want to know? Because I'll tell you, no problem. I'll tell you, the first one in your country and my country and in Blue Sasquatch's country, right? The first one in all those countries is a kitchen knife. Kitchen knife. The number two is a claw hammer. Yes, a claw hammer. And number 3 is a screwdriver. And that's in your country, my country, Blue Sasquatch's country, fucking Thailand, fucking Japan, fucking every motherfucker you want to name. So let's not compare guns to the motherfucking pinner egg.
You just no.
Son of a bitch.
We're moving off this. We're moving off.
Okay. Order. Okay. You want to start some shit?
Order.
I got some guns right here.
Back to the topic in hand.
Take your fucking plastic. Hey, I want to save the trees. Fuck the plastic. And if we were making
do we know the volume data on how the move to box packaging has reduced Hasbro's use of plastic bubble? We don't. Continue the next post. Do we? How much has it reduced plastic? Basically, I'd like to see a report on that. We'll find a report on that.
0. Because it's all recycled plastic anyway. They've been doing that for years. That's been a law in most countries forever. I have a lot, so do you? I'm sure you can.
The toys inside the chocolate. The toy is small and smells in the chocolate. The kids try to eat the toy. That's why it's banned. Kids are stupid.
On a Pepsi cap? On a Pepsi cap.
I won't know.
There's warnings on most Pepsi products and Coke products because it says, don't let your kid choke on this bottle cap. Right? I'm just saying, I mean...
Point being, the move to encourage greater sales, so they create a greater demand. That means use more plastic to make the figures. The thing is, I want to go back on the chat's getting out of hand.
You have to show me numbers to start telling those excuses.
I want to just say, why can they not use plastic that is not harmful? I've got a 3D printer. It doesn't last. That plastic will not last as long as the plastic they use.
Biodegradable plastics?
Yeah. Why?
I don't know what it
is. Why can't they use research? All the money into research into doing that.
They can. No, they can. They can, Mark.
But why don't
they? They can, Mark. It's called hemp. It's called hemp, and the World Organization.
We know that.
Yeah, but the World Organization of everyone's country who makes money off of corn and timber products and soybeans and fucking cotton products, all the interest in the world that have their money invested in that, which is all the things you need, basically besides fossil fuel, all that can be replaced by the product you're talking about. It's called hemp. Henry Ford made a car in 1947 completely made out of hemp plastic, right? And so I'm just saying you can do that. That's all doable. But that's not the world we live in. We live in the global new world order of money, 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 money. And so until you look at why Hasbro does shit, which is a worldwide conglomerate, right? Like everybody will talk about that they don't want to fund this and that political movement, but that person might still go to fucking buy a Hasbro product, right? Which is funding a certain country where it's made. And I'm just saying, I've had literally somebody will say, "Oh, I don't support that," and then they have like $1 billion worth of Hasbro Chinese products. Right?
In Australia,
so what's up?
It's snakes, isn't it? Or spiders.
It's by bare hand. Yeah, but in Australia, it wasn't like that forever, was it not? Keep on. Didn't y'all just actually have like a big fucking deal over y'all's guns?
I would rather save trees.
Right.
Stop using plastic.
Is plastics not made from fossil fuels? I mean, is it not?
Yeah.
And then we are recycling it already, right?
Yeah.
So why are we
so oil?
Right. So what? I don't understand. Right. And then here's the next thing. We're trying to conserve oil and we're trying to go alternative energy, but somehow our alternative energy is solar, which is absolutely funded and can only be used if you have fossil fuels to mine it. Meanwhile, Nikola Tesla can power the whole fucking world with his goddamn whatever the pyramids in Egypt do. Right? I'm just saying that's why. Everybody can talk about Hasbro, and I don't understand why Leia's so angry, but like that's why. All that shit is why. And until we wake up as a community and envelop other people in other communities who actually have the same complaints about different shit, but the reason is the same, then fucking shit will change, motherfuckers. That's how.
Why can't they use recycled plastic for the windows? There's a shitload of Eternal figures just begging to be recycled.
That's funny, but they do. That's actually mostly a law by most international whatevers, right? Like all the windows have been recycled for a number of years. It's because they're going what the BOE would label as woke, that term, just like Coca-Cola and Disney. I know plenty of people who do not have Disney, and you're not going to talk to them about what's going on the Bad Batch, like whatever. They love Star Wars and they love Lak Sivrak, and they know that Han Solo is the only one who actually shot Greedo, right? And they don't give a fuck what goddamn Disney says, right? So I'm just saying, there's a whole until you go. No, I'm gonna take a sip of coffee after this. Until you go and find motherfucking Zetan, and you look into the fucking book and find the answer. Only then will you understand. So fucking take your journey, motherfuckers.
See, I started out not being bothered about this recycling, this stupid packaging. I couldn't give a toss, to be honest with you, because I open them. And a lot of, I mean, most people that do open the boxes probably won't be bothered unless, like, they say there's something missing or the quality control is absolutely dire. So I've just opened this now. So I'm going to have a look at this. I wasn't going to do it. I was going to do a proper review on this, but we're going to open it now.
Ooh.
And,
Ooh, exciting. Out. I hope everyone in the chat's having a good time. I appreciate y'all sticking this out.
It looks like I think I've got a figure of Laura Palmer.
What?
It's a figure of Laura Palmer. I have no idea what that is. Well, we'll
send that to the lab immediately.
That. Oh, there's the apple. There's the apple. What the? Oh, is this the Khonshu part? This is the Khonshu head. Yeah, we've got Khonshu's head. So yeah, that comes in a bag as well with your apple.
Oh, head in a bag.
And yeah,
honestly, officer, that is not mine.
That's what the figure comes in.
That's like the whole thing. Pause for the cause.
Right. Let's get this out.
Excuse me.
What are you doing here? I told you not to come here. I'm going live.
That. Where's my bloody camera? Right. That does not look like that. The sculpt is different.
Do you remember when we were young, they had a thing called false advertising? And like, if you went to the grocery store and they missed a decimal point on the bananas, you could go and say, hey, that's what it says.
What is that?
I don't know. Oh, pardon me while I adjust myself. How does the king adjust himself? Does he say something or does he?
I didn't move his ankle because he's not moving.
It's not movable. I can't move it. Wait, I can't move his ankle because it's not moving.
It's gonna break.
Are you high?
I can't move it.
I can't move his ankle because it's not moving. You guys heard it here first from this guy.
And yeah, there we go. Trash. Glad I didn't pay full price. I'm glad I didn't pay £28 for it. Put it that way.
Jiminy Christmas.
Right.
That's awful. I was real disappointed in this thing I bought. It had a window because this is made by Mattel. Oh, you know what? Can I say this as a Star Wars person? Star Wars. Fucking kick Hasbro to the curb. Give Mattel the fucking Star Wars goddamn license.
I think only Mattel could actually afford to take it on.
Dude, Mattel, I have some problems with Mattel, but all in all, for the price, what you get, bang for your buck, Mattel makes an amazing fucking product. They really do. And somebody there fucking still, now this I've taken apart, so if it starts doing weird shit, don't blame Mattel, but Mattel should be making Star Wars shit, motherfuckers. Fucking hash. Oh, hey, Hen. Cockle-doodle-doo. Hey, Peter. Hello, Peter. Everyone look for me and Peter on the swing shift at insert time here. Peter will tell you because I can never. We live in different dimensions. So windowless free packaging. Can I say this on behalf of the council?
I'm going to start doing my thumbnails with me. Thinking.
Yeah, like this?
Yeah, thinking.
Wait, you have to remember it's reversed though. See, because I always do this, but I can see plainly that it doesn't look good. So it's this way.
Like that?
Yeah. Also, look, if you back in the day, you have to, you have to do everything. But look, back in the day, you remember when you went to the bank to ask for money and there was the painting of the president? If he wasn't standing, he was at his desk like this. And if it was the 60s, he had a cigarette.
Hey, Gilster.
Hey, Gilster. Love you, brother. Take care, man. Gilster, I want to shout out to Gilster. Specifically, Gilster is one of the backbones of our community, ladies and gentlemen.
It certainly is.
And yes, and look, you cannot watch a video. You cannot watch a video in our community, whether it's me or Blue Harvest Mark here, our good friend, or you can name anyone in this community that we've all been watching for years, and there's not a person who doesn't have a fucking thing behind them that Gilster didn't send them, and that's a fact. From Padawan Collector to Sharby Mark Geek to Shabby to just everyone, to me, to Blue Harvest, to everyone, right? It's just super awesome geek show. There's really no shout out to Gilster. Everyone go and subscribe to Gilster because I want him to be the highest subscribed no channel person.
Packaging. How many different types of packaging do you want? You know what I mean?
Yeah, pull up some vintage packaging. Pull up some vintage packaging. None of them had windows, but we trusted the company. And if there was an issue, there was an issue, you knew it could be resolved.
You know why?
And a parent knew that, and a collector knew that.
Artwork. Artists used to do the boxes, and they were fantastic. But they're not allowed to do it anymore. It's got to be a representation of what's in the box.
I must say, when I was younger, they started going to the photos of the toys. And I believe there was still caring there, because I remember as a kid realizing when whoever set the figures up had seen the movie, right? There was a point where I saw, okay, this photographer has, but this photographer has not, right? Like the infamous Akbar in the Y-Wing. Whoever set those figures up didn't know. But when you get to Power of the Force 2, when you start seeing some shit, unless they did not have the figure available, shit's, somebody's like there was somebody who cared, And that goes back to the old days of having pride in your work, look a man in the eye, know your value. If you're gonna be a shit shoveler, you need to be the best goddamn shit shoveler in the world, son. If all you can do is hammer nails, be the best goddamn hammer nailer in the world. Because ain't all of us,
had a good reputation.
And we all had it as a human race, as a human species. We basically all had that, regardless of race, creed, color, sex, the way we were raised, the amount of money your parents had. People were raised to hold their fucking head up and to look people in the eye and say, good morning, how you doing?
We'd pay a premium for plastic windows. I don't think that's the point, is it?
Oh, but that's a good selling point. The marketing department should say that. But look at Funko Pop.
If you think about it, we already have. If you got the vintage figures.
That's kind of true. But you could, if you wanted to make more money, you could exploit that more.
For a carded bubble.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Look at Funko Pop.
Yeah, always.
There's nothing with bigger plastic bubbles than that. So I'm just saying, like, the whole idea, and I think those are recycled. But Funko's doesn't worry.
You got a request there.
Sign my tits, Lak. Yeah, bring them over. Message me on Instagram, and I'll tell you where I live. My wife's not around, so come by. I'll sign your tits.
I thought you said someone else at first. I thought,
huh? Oh, and hey, whoever that was who wants me to sign their tits, stop and pick up Hen.
Okay.
I mean, if Hen wants to come by. And TJ's welcome also. Yeah, Mark can be a little fucking.
I get blamed for
Mark
everything.
Can be a little fucking brash sometimes. Can't he not?
I did a live stream and buggered off, and I got a lot of stick for it, especially from Kieran. I know he don't.
I don't know Kieran, but did you? No, the window-free packaging, that's all a political movement to make more money, because they know that collectors make up less of a market than this new crowd of individuals who are going to drink Coca-Cola because they hire more people who look like this instead of this, which is magically not some sort of racism or favoritism or whatever, It's magically all not what. It's just all magically different. But that's the thing. We don't make up the amount of the market. And that our article said that. Now, who out there can get us more information on actually these percentages? Because that's
going the same sentence. Lak and bath.
What's that? Yeah, I took a bath. What month is it? Is it still January?
It's about an hour left.
Oh, I'm still good. I'm still good. Look, when I lived in the wilderness, this is no bullshit. I used to come out of the wilderness whenever I could or needed to or whatever, and I would go to town, and I would go to town and I would go to the store. Our store was called Fred Meyer's. There was no Walmart for you Americans. We had a Fred Meyer's and a Safeway. But Safeway didn't sell clothes, only Fred Meyer's did. But I'd go to Safeway and I'd buy a set of clothes, and I'd go to the Super 8 motel and I'd get a room, and I'd take a shower and I'd clean up and I'd put on a new set of clothes, and I'd order food, and I'd watch this newfangled thing called the TV, and I'd hang out for a day with new clothes, and then I'd go back to the wilderness for months, Till I started going, oh, I better get some new clothes or something.
That is a good point. Funkos.
Yeah,
Windows
Funko is.
Funkos.
Yes, you're not going to buy a Funko if it doesn't have a window.
Yeah.
But Funko, how much % of collectors are Funkos? Way more than 25.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Breathe?
Totally.
Fuck
yeah.
that. Yeah. You know what I mean, though? Funkos, ask Funko, hey, what percentage of your market are adult collectors? They're going to say 75%.
Point.
Yeah. And Hasbro says 25%. I'm like, okay, well, that's why. Why do you do shit you do, Mark? Is it because of your best interest?
No, because I like it.
Yeah, okay, well, that's the same reason they're fucking doing it, too. Because it's in their best interest.
They're doing it for money. That's
right, but it's their best interest.
They're doing it for their.
But that's what makes them happy. That's what you're missing. They're doing it. Right. They're doing it because it makes them happy because that's what they love and that's what they're in the business of doing. People like you and me may be in the business of being happy.
Have you seen one of their live streams? Do they actually love their job?
No, I don't know about that. But on the live streams, they come off very like they are definitely there to do a job. They're always telling us about their fucking tooling costs, which I'm a fucking machinist. Anybody out there's got to be people in the community who you're a 3D printer. There's plenty of people out there who have lathes and mills in their houses, even if you're just making whatever. But like we all know the cost of steel, we all know the cost of man and machine hour. We all know what we can all go get a program called Fusion 360 right now and a 3D scanner. You can get a 3D scanner off of Amazon. I think Vern did this, but like we can all do this. It's not magical. If you wanted to go to school for it, and get a certificate to do it, it would take you about 2 years. So I'm just saying it's not like a fucking doctorate in psychology, motherfuckers. You dig what I'm saying? But you can buy a scanner right now. You can get Fusion 360. You can scan your face. You can scan anything you want up to like 1/100th of a thousandth of an inch tolerance. And then you can immediately put it in Fusion 360, which can splice it or slice it or 3D model it to any CNC machine you want. You want to 3D print it? That's cool. You want to extrude it and then machine it as a pocket for a mold on a milling machine? You can do that too. All of that is fucking literally doable from your room because the program is what costs money. The program is what costs money, right? Yeah. TJ, you're awesome. I saw your puppet was singing to you. That was pretty.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. Yeah, but you know what? Then I got lonely and sad.
See, yeah.
So I unliked it.
Here.
I'm sorry.
So as collectors, you buy old stuff, you buy vintage things that I'm looking at some boxes here, and you can't see what's inside them. The thing is, what we said earlier, we trusted the old toy makers.
And those are different collectors.
We trusted them. We knew, and if there was something missing, they would supply you with it.
Right. Here's I think what she's getting at. Here's I think what she's getting at, though, Mark. Here's I think what she's getting at. Earlier today on your lovely auction stream, right? People were paying a lot of money for a fucked up, ratty, roach-chewed box that you can't see how yellow the AT-AT is in there. Yeah. Right? I think that's what Hen's getting at. Is this morning you would pay $300 for this thing, right? This A-wing from the droids thing that you, right? But the modern stuff, it has to look good. And she has a valid point. And the only thing I can say to that is that has to do with the collector's intent. I don't collect anything modern. There's a lot of things I collect that do not fit in this community at all. Like they're not Star Wars, they're not pop culture, they're not like me and Jay Leno can talk about some shit that we collect, and I'm just saying. So that's a different conversation. That's collecting. Vintage collectors get together and fucking talk about shit. Black Series collectors get together and talk about shit. Manual machinists used to watch these newfangled CNC computer boys and say, man, they ain't real men. They can't pick up an 80-pound vise. But then we all got old and realized, wow, nobody's hiring a manual machinist because I have to go back to school and learn this. So that's my point. If that has to do with intent. You're absolutely correct and you make a point, but that does change. You know, they're going to lose collectors who would want to see the product. That's a fact. The only problem with that is people say that fact like it's a problem. It's not a problem except for you. Hasbro don't give a fuck because you make up 25% or less of the market.
It's obvious they don't. That's one of the problems.
Right, and you have to be okay with that.
Indiana Jones figures. Why is that, Lobot?
Good, because fuck Hasbro, man.
You know what? I've actually pre-ordered the Indiana Jones figures.
Well, shame on you.
I have pre-ordered
all the shit you talk. Why'd you buy them?
Because I love Indiana Jones.
Okay, so I'm going to
give them the benefit of the doubt and see. I know they're going to fuck it up.
Okay, so when they fuck it up, what? You just said you know that they're going to fuck it up, Mark.
Well, we know because it's Hasbro, and that's what I'm saying. That's the reputation.
So why are you even? So why are we even fucking wasting our time on it? We're never going to make it to Z-Tan and look in the book if we fucking keep doing this circle. Why'd we buy it if you know that you're going to... Right? Why'd we buy it? Why'd we buy it, Mark, if you knew? Yeah, I might...
Because of my love for Indiana Jones. These are the first figures I'm going to be able to get Indiana Jones.
Okay.
The Hasbro ones came out in 2008.
I mean, I won't argue with the nostalgia argument. I won't.
We didn't get the vintage ones.
I'm not. Well, yeah, there was vintage ones. Kidder made a fucking shit ton of fucking Indiana Jones shit.
See,
they had 12-inch. They had 12-inch. I don't know who made that. Are they going to be in
store?
Do you want me to find you some so you don't give your money to Hasbro?
No, that's the point. Is it is FOMO. I'll admit. I don't want to miss out because I don't think they're going to put them out in the numbers that'll be able to be in shops.
Oh,
they might do, but I can't see it until they know they're going to sell.
So, are you saying it's more of an investment standpoint? Because that is also something I understand. That's a complete there's that collector also. I'm simply buying this because I know it's fragile, right? Like if you could go back in time, would you not buy like the Sky Striker and all these and the Palatoy cardboard? Right, and then you would seal it, and that's why there's even the last episode. That's why there's grading, right? So, how many people are out there looking at brand new modern shit that is going for bullshit prices that means nothing? But who out there is really looking at something and saying, "This is the next Sky Striker," right? There's a collector I want to meet who's got that in mind, you know.
Kieran, we talked about that on the first episode about the kidults. We had a really good discussion about that.
And you can still watch it, I think, because it's online.
Yeah, of course it is. But
of course it is.
Articles. We actually read out that article. We talked about that article.
Yeah.
Responsible 1/4 of all choices. Yeah, that's what we had the discussion on.
And it smelled a lot like propaganda, but the one fact that was in there is it did say that Hasbro reports that, and I think it was, I cannot quote the percentage, I apologize, but we can always go back and see it, but I believe it was under 25%. It was less than a quarter.
Yeah.
And then so and what's funny about is in that article, it talked so much, it talked a bunch of shit about collectors and adults, and in the own article, it reported that Hasbro's this community is only 25% or less, but it's like the article didn't even realize that. Even the article was like, we don't know what collectors are going to do, and we don't know why they're doing it. It's like, well, because apparently we're 25% of the market.
It's sort of saying here, yeah. It's because we want to see the product before we buy it. Because we don't trust the fuckers. We don't trust Hasbro.
Right.
That's the reason why we want win the packaging now. So we're getting the
or we want to be assured. Or we want to be assured.
We know we're not going to get it back off them. If there's something missing, we contact them. They'll send us something fucking different.
Yeah. That's the problem. Well, yeah. I don't want to pay Hasbro anymore. Yeah. Fuck yeah, Lobot. Put your fucking money.
I mean,
Lobot will put his money where his mouth is.
Yeah.
And that's what I think we should all do. And look, there's some fucking shit goes on out there. Man, who's that? Hey, JD. Hey, JD. That's awesome.
Hey.
really, and maybe they're just having the conversation for views because they have nothing better to talk about. And I have to say, Lack has a hard time with that, right? Like a long time ago, somebody said, what was it? Like small-minded people talk about other people, and great-minded people talk about ideas and things and what we're going to do with the movement progression, right? And so when you come into a conversation and somebody says, "Oh, did you hear this about so and so?" Is it like, didn't we all learn a million years ago? Like, oh, I don't swim in that shit. Yeah. Oh. I was like, good call.
Do you want me to answer that?
No, I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
I
love Mark no matter if he buys it or not.
Jones more than I hate Hasbro.
And I'll say, okay. I will. Nostalgia.
See, do I love Star Wars more than I hate Hasbro? No.
Okay, there you go. No. Okay, there you go. And look,
I'm not talking about vintage Star Wars. I'm talking about Hasbro.
You're talking about yeah, I dig it. And that's when people look at something that sells for a bunch of money and they say, "Oh, I can't understand that." Well, that's because you're not that motherfucker. You're not that motherfucker who just like we've all overpaid for shit because we wanted that. We were like, "Man, I got to have that," and I don't want to try to say that in like a coveting, false idol kind of a way because that's scary. But really, there are times, right? Like if you know how to pay or play, you say, if you're buying a house or a car or anything else, do you say, am I going to let $1,000 kill this fucking deal? Right? If you're buying a house and everything's on the up and up, there's a time where you have to tell yourself, am I going to let $6,500 closing costs fucking kill this deal on a fucking $250,000 goddamn house that I feel like I'm going to make a profit on? Yeah. Okay? That's what's up. Go fucking watch Old Yeller. And
should the toys be taken out of the box or kept in the? That's totally up to whoever collects them, whoever bought them, whoever collects them. That's totally up to you. You do what you want. You do what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Needs that way.
Yeah. all the people who open their here's what I just learned. All the people who open their shit and they throw their box away, y'all need to post on your shit. You need to say, hey, I just opened this Micro Galaxy Squadron. And there's this really cool thing. Does anybody need this? Because I've been doing that, and you know what I mean? Like, another man's trash is another man's treasure. Didn't Andor teach you that? Didn't Andor's father say, oh, look at that. Shawnee, brand new. You don't think a diorama maker I'm more impressed with the artwork on the inside of a box behind the toy than I usually am with modern toys.
Exactly. Artwork for me. That's why I will not take a figure off the card, because for me the half of the toy itself is the card, the artwork. Yeah.
Oh, the card. Yeah, the vintage collection. Those are shit figures. Shit figures. They're small. They're spindly. They're not in proportion. And they're made of less plastic than the cards where it's at. Yeah. And look, people who really love the art of Star Wars, like customizers, you know what they're doing? They're taking vintage collection cards, right? And they're removing daintily the figure, like how Nick opens his figures with his knife, right? Which is total. And they're getting that fucking Hasbro piece of shit figure out of there. And they're usually putting in the Power of the Force 2 because they have the best facial sculpts. And yes, they're 5 POA, but in the package, if you're that kind of collector, right? Power of the Force 2 Bosk is still the greatest sculpted Bosk ever. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. If you say different, you're being paid by Hasbro. That's the fucking end of it. Power of the Force 2 Zuckuss is still the greatest sculpted face of fucking Zuckuss that goes on. Those are all the correct scale.
Follow.
To themselves, right? Look at fucking Luke's spindly little legs, right? Somebody will say, "Oh, this fucking
Gap. You cannot do a Dolly Parton doll; it will not stand up."
I can make her stand up.
I'm just saying. Right, so that's meeting's adjourned. Is
it? Is everybody in the council? Is all the members of the audience happy? Did it get real dark in here real fast?
Yeah,
that's weird.
We can hardly see you.
Oh wow! I'm here.
I just want to do an addendum.
Okay.
To the stream.
Yes, sir.
I get all the autographs. I get all my figures autographed.
I love that about you.
I'm going to Celebration in April, and I've seen those coming, and I've just seen the prices. Right, so I want to go through these. Right, I got Anthony Daniels in 2016 for £50. He's now £100. That's just for the autographs. These are for the photos. So if you want a photo, Hayden Christensen, a photo and an autograph of Hayden Christensen, that's £420. 400.
Wow.
And Ashley, I want Ashley Eckstein's signature, but I'm not paying £170 for it.
How many hours are you going to stand in line to get that too?
There won't be any queues, will there?
I mean,
there won't be any queues for these prices.
Mark, I bet if you go, you might be surprised. Because look, all the people who are still buying Hasbro, all the people we just talked about,
the only one I could not get last time was Mark Hamill's. Mark Hamill's was £140 in 2016. I bet he's about £300 now.
You remember when we were kids? You remember people used to just sign shit because they were so happy.
Exactly.
That you wanted their signature.
Yeah, this is not.
If I ever make it,
the actors aren't making these prices up. It's the.
Did these fuckers not invest in their fucking movie money that made them famous? That they have to fucking charge assholes like us $160.
Dennis Lawson, I'm thinking I'll get Dennis Lawson's autograph for £60 because I like Wedge is my favorite character of all time in Star Wars. I want to get his autograph, but
he's one of only 2 people who survived.
I've looked on eBay, and you can get his figure signed for £50.
Oh well, fuck, man.
So you're getting the figure and the autograph for £50. No, you're not getting the experience of him talking to him and him signing.
You could wait outside. You could wait outside like we used to do, right? When somebody big comes to your town, I lived in one town that only had one airport, and so when Ozzy Osbourne or whoever came to town, when that motherfucker flew in or out of town, I knew where he was, and we would go hang out there. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how you get an autograph, Mark. You know, you don't go stand in. Oh my God. Can I say this real fast? And I'm going to let you back. I'm going to let you have it. My father, who's an old man, he told me, he said, son, before I went to Vietnam, the war, he said, before I went to Vietnam, when you went to a dance, it was called a dance. When Otis Redding played before I went to Nam, you went to a dance. And there was a big dance floor. And everybody walked there carrying their shoes because you didn't want to wear out your shoes walking. And then you put your shoes on and you dance all night, right? And he said, son, when I came back from Vietnam, you never went to a dance. They were called concerts. And you showed up there and there were chairs and you fucking sat down and you watched. And he said, something died. And like, motherfucker, that means that's it. The fleecing of America, Tom Brokaw would say. The fleecing of the world. And that's why you're going to go pay $700,000 for Hayden Christensen's fucking autograph.
I want all I want is Ashley's. I want Ashley's. I want Dennis's. Well,
you know what you could do is
I would like to get them all. I've got Anthony Daniels, so don't need his. Katie Sackhoff. I got her autograph on a DVD for £1 in a charity shop. Yeah. So I don't need hers.
Wow. That's really sad. You should tell her that. Say, I sell it to somebody there for £2. Say, hey, you don't have to stand in this line.
And Vivian Lyra Blair, who played Little Leia, right? £75. I paid Carrie Fisher £80 in 2016.
Isn't it amazing? Wow. How does child labor laws keep you out of a coal mine, but you can be exploited in other ways? I'm just curious how that works. Does anybody know how that works? What's that say? I'm just dropping by to say yeah. Anybody would pay your prices. Do you want to see? Hey, is BOE still in the chat?
No, he's got
to is Paul here? Thank you. Hey, Brett! Sorry I didn't say hello earlier. Brett, I didn't see you. My apologies. Is Paul?
Have you seen my wiener?
Do y'all hear that weird sound?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Right, then I think we're done.
Yeah, are you going to answer me if Paul's here? Or are you just going to fucking talk? Are you just going to talk over me? Is Paul here?
Yes.
Hey, Paul, nice to see you. Nice to see everyone. Anyway, I think this was a very good. I'd like to think that we're solving bigger problems than just fucking scraping the surface of the same bullshit. Then that's why people come to the Toy Council, for real toy talk from real motherfuckers. BOE, we're going to talk World War II.
He's getting old. He's getting old.
We're all getting old.
To get to bed.
Check out this P-38 Lightning Y-Wing. I mean, it's not, I mean, it's still a work in progress, but we're getting a basic, we're going to connect the back, but we got these little wings.
That's cool.
Anyway, I wanted to say something to Paul and BOE because, and there's a bunch of World War II aficionados in our thing. I just wanted to say, thinking about y'all.
Oh.
So anyway, Mark, legend. Wow. Now look, y'all know that.
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
He gave us $2. That's $1 for each of us, but that's too much hassle. We can't do that. Tom Brokaw self. Yeah. Everyone did, Gap. Everyone has, except for me, the BOE, Mark. Where's John Wayne? But he's dead now. Hey, yeah, cool, BOE. I'll keep you posted on that. I've more World War II nose art in Star Wars, all that shit. It's gonna be cool. Where I thought
have you got a video coming out?
Who, me?
No.
No. I always do, but I don't plan my shit. Come on, man.
Oh no, I can.
But I have a new one that just dropped not long ago. Y'all always be checking Lak shit out.
What's that in the background?
John Wayne?
No, me. In your video. I was watching my video and your
video.
That's
you and that's episode 3 of Action Force.
Yeah, I was watching me. I thought. Yeah,
I love that. I love that. Can I just say I love that fucking episode because when you say, look at my custom, and fucking I love the love that you have, and when you say this has made me feel a way that I've watched that video 5 times because that, like, I go, wow, look at that. I think, wow, that's great. So anyway, I mean that from the heart. That fucking resonated.
Thank you.
I'm serious, and that's a fucking awesome custom.
Just wait till
yeah.
Might get me.
Yeah. And you said you love the Q-Force colors. That's your favorite.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I was saying no to her. I love you, Hen. Yeah, Q-Force. That's cool. I'm going to look around for some cool Q-Force type vehicles that we can custom into Q-Force, that are from obviously other lines. They would have to have some sort of beach. They would have to have some sort of beach landing. They need ducks. They probably do need some tanks. 3, they probably need something that is land also. Anyway, keep the fucking Action Force videos coming, Mark. I love them, man.
They are doing. I am doing.
No, I know.
We'll one tonight.
I know you are. I'm
not enough watching.
Did you? I watch them over and over because there's not a whole lot of good Action Force videos out there, and some of them you're not going to watch over and over and over. Are y'all? Hey? Everyone comment on how the internet's been because I'm trying something new.
It's better, but we can't see you now. You just.
Well, that's the darkness. I'm sorry. I didn't know we were going to be on that long. Do you see how it just happened in the last 10 minutes? Because we usually go an hour.
Well.
I can go
I blame Hasbro.
Whoa. Look.
Right, we're going now. See y'all later.
See y'all.
Jacob, wait till me get the rope. Jacob, where you go?